Catholic News Roundup is brought to you in part by PewSitter.com, your online Catholic newspaper for the third millennium, CatholicMediaCoalition.org, in line with the Church, online with the world.
And TheAmericanCatholic.com, politics and culture from a Catholic perspective.
Hello and welcome to today's edition of Catholic News Roundup. I'm Simon Rafe. More sick art. An exhibit at Loveland Museum Gallery in Colorado is stirring outrage from critics who say it depicts Jesus Christ in a homosexual act. Enrique Chagoya, associate professor of art at Samford University, says his piece is a statement about the sex abuse scandal in the Roman Catholic Church. Dozens of protesters have been gathering outside the museum and have met with City Council to have that part of the exhibit removed. After listening to both opponents and supporters, City Council decided a warning would be a sufficient remedy. The display runs through November the 28th. Bad influence. The Catholic Family and Human Rights Institute is warning that a document produced at the United Nations World Youth Conference in Mexico could influence UN action at the international level. The youth statement calls for universal access to confidential, youth-friendly sexual and reproductive health services, including access to sex ed, contraceptives, and abortion. It also calls for the recognition of lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender as part of the spectrum of gender identities. European appeal. The Parliamentary Assembly of the Council of Europe, which groups 47 countries, will debate and put to vote today a resolution to, quote, regulate the right to conscientious objection in the field of healthcare. The text puts into question healthcare providers who do not wish to participate in acts contrary to their conscience, such as abortion, sterilization, and euthanasia. The resolution encroaches upon the objector's freedom of conscience by forced participation in emergencies, including indirect participation, and the establishment of an official list of conscientious objectors, opening the door to professional discrimination. Citizens of a member state of the Council of Europe are demanding that Parliament oppose this serious attack on freedom. Stay with us, we'll be back in just a few seconds.
Catholic News Roundup is brought to you in part by NewOxfordReview.org, the voice of Catholic Orthodoxy, in print and on the web, and RenewAmerica.com, expanding the influence of America's grassroots in the cause of freedom.
CatholicUnderground.com, the podcast about our Catholic faith and new media.
Woman injured at healing service. A woman says she suffered traumatic brain injuries and lost her sense of smell and taste after falling over backwards whilst resting in the spirit at a Catholic Charismatic Revival healing service in Connecticut. The woman claims that the priest should have had parishioners sit or kneel while he prayed over them, or had men lined up behind people to catch them if they began to fall. She has sued the Hartford Diocese in Superior Court. And lastly, Santa versus Saint Nick. Even before shops fill with Santa-themed goodies, a group of German Catholics has begun calling for Santa Claus-free zones. Because of the fictional figure's commercial hype, they want to replace him with Saint Nicholas and the selfless giving that they say he represents. The campaign is supported by several German celebrities as well. I'm Simon Rafe. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure and tune in tomorrow for your daily dose of Catholic News Roundup right here on RealCatholicTV.com. And be sure to check out The Vortex today, where once again, Michael will be reporting from Rome. That's it for now. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure and tell your friends about us, and God bless.